Hola Colchoneros, welcome to Atleti Fanatics, and we are back with our win. St. Keith is back as well. Fran was just saying that we don't actually need you over here, but yeah, St. Keith is back. Welcome back, St. Keith. Uh, a very, very interesting and intense game. And I mean, for all the PSV fans, I mean, like, you should be proud of your team. PSV had an extremely good game. I think PSV deserved something out of this game, at least a draw maybe. But I mean, you can call it like we were lucky enough or anything. But and a special shout out to our those PSV podcasts as well, 1913, Elro and Mikhail, who joined us for the preview. I mean, we had an amazing match, a very intense match, and for the first time this season, I saw Atleti pressing throughout the 90 minutes. Which I mean, what happened? I'll start with you, Fran. Like you have a way, you're
Well,
against this. Like Simeone holding back. I mean, this match we were literally pressing up front. I was shocked to see as well.
well, like we talked in the preview, we knew about um, PSV, and we talked about how their manager is a bit of a kamikaze sometimes, but not sometimes. The whole 90 minutes. So we talked about that. That's the hope I had for Atletico, that they would benefit from that, and we did plenty of times because there were a million spaces in their back line, usually on counterattacks for us. Their build-up was something, and well, in the first goal, we scored through there. So we had a lot of spaces and a lot of chances to counterattack, like Simeone loves. And yeah, I love that he stayed aggressive for the whole game, which was pretty much what we had to do against a team like this, because as we said, this is a team that combine really well when they're established in attack. So if we hold back and stay very deep, we are going to suffer. But yeah, they had a lot of chances in the first half. It could have been much worse in the first half. Molina's back was tough, but yeah, overall it's a good game. I like that we won away from home. That Julián Álvarez got a goal. That Hancko got a goal. I mean, he used to play there a lot. So overall, very good. Pubil, we need to build a statue. But yeah, overall, we're happy with the result. I in the preview I said 3-2, but I meant 3-2 to PSV. So, but I'll take it anyway.
I mean, I said David Hancko would score. When the score was
Yes,
at 2-1.
I saw the score was 2-1, and the goals were from Julián and Hancko. I was thinking about Alex.
Yeah, I mean, like I like 2-1, but anyway, like. Exactly, but again, I mean, like PSV literally scared us at the end of the match. I don't know, like how their defender missed it. It could have been easily 3-3. And for me, like there were good positives in this game for Atleti, but again, the negatives were from there, like which we already know. Like we are lacking that area, and that's the part where I think PSV exploited us kind of. And now we have 12 points in the Champions League. We are in top 8. And let's see how today's matches will come up, and if we stay in top 8 or like if we drop out from top 8. But we have only one difficult away game remaining now in Champions League, that is Galatasaray away. So we are very close to top 8, I would say. So St. Keeks, what do you think? Can we make the top 8?
I think top 8 is possible now. I think I kind of wrote it off a little bit because I didn't expect us to do too much in this game. Especially considering our away form in the last two games and the lineups, which we'll talk about just now, that Simeone has put out recently. I think that I'm happy with the result, although I have a bit of a mixed feelings because even though we won the game, it comes at unlike the other games, it comes at the cost of, we know for a fact Simeone will give Molina full 90s now. There's no if, what, or maybe. There's a substitute. Bonya was on the bench the whole time. Molina was getting skinned from minute 1 to 90 regularly. And I'm shocked, frankly, that PSV only managed to score 2 goals in this game, and 1 goal actually from Molina's side, and not at least maybe 3 or 4. Because I think by 20th minute it was terrible in terms of how bad it was for us defensively. The energy that we showed in the game as well, from the start of the game to really the end of the game, was also a surprise, because I think when we look at a lot of our away games, we look like we have no energy, we have nothing to talk about, and the pressing was good, especially from Sørloth and Juliano and Alvarez, and which is why we got the first goal in the first place. We got that lifeline from that situation. I want to talk about it in a bit. Oh, of course, my camera decides to die. I'll address it just now, but I want to talk about it a bit with Fran and you, because I think when you look back over it, there's a lot of specifics that we want to mention, because I have watched a bit of PSV this season, which is a shame that I couldn't go and talk on the previous episode because I had so many questions. But mostly I wanted to talk about Yarek, which unfortunately he didn't have a good game. But overall, happy with the result. I'm happy that I was wrong. I'm happy that we won the game. I'm happy that Sørloth managed to get a goal and assist in Champions League. This is his first goal and assist in Champions League for Atletico in 2 seasons. I don't know how to feel about that specific fact, but I'm happy about him. Hancko getting his first goal, much deserved. He's looked like he's been needed to get that goal a long time. And yeah, I mean, we got to see a lot of the good from the bad on the day. Even Molina, who I think, as I just criticized in terms of his defending, was part of the reason why Hancko got the goal in the first place. Juliano, who didn't have an amazing game, was part of the reason we got the first goal in the first place. We got to see a lot of Koke's game management. We got to see a lot of Pubil as a centre-back, who, in case you see the little banner there, I'm putting Pubil GOAT because he's been insane. So, yeah. Amazing stuff. I really, really enjoyed the game in terms of that specific part, but I have some grievances that I think should be addressed from this game, and hopefully will be addressed.
Let's just talk about the lineup we had. So Oblak, I mean, like we kind of predicted this, but Sørloth starting and Nico starting. For me, Sørloth, I don't know, like I think Simone went with the more like a physical way, because we all thought like maybe Thiago Almada will get the chance, and so it was Sørloth and Nico Gonzalez, and then Juliano, Koke, and Barrios, and Senki's just left. Okay, he'll join us again. But yeah, it was. I'll start from the back, actually, from the goalkeeper. So it was Oblak, and then Molina, Pubil, Dávid Hancko, Ruggeri, and then backline, I think we predicted perfectly. Then the midfield was Juliano, and then Koke, Barrios, and then Nico Gonzalez. Like, I'm really like, Nico Gonzalez has a very different role in this team. Like, we're not really using his, attacking attributes that much. We are literally focused for Nico Gonzalez to win that aerial duels, or to get the press, or to cover our fullbacks. Like that position on the left hand side, we're literally using as a not in an offensive way.
It was a strange seeing Nico Gonzalez there. Well, some kicks will surely want to talk about it, but because we had Ruggeri starting. So if Ruggeri starting, Gonzalez sort of doesn't make a lot of sense. But I wanted to mention something about Sørloth. Okay? So Sørloth has these kinds of games where he doesn't do much. He doesn't touch the ball much. He doesn't come down to help the team. He doesn't link up anything. He sort of waits there. But yesterday he was very active. He looked for the ball. He did his work off the ball. He had a lot of chances. Even if he fails those chances, like he's starting to shoot and he trips, or he sends it to the throw-in line. Even if he does those things, I'd much rather he has a game like yesterday, where he was very active, than a game where he does nothing and scores 1 goal. Well, yesterday he still scored, but
no, for me, like I was really surprised and happy. Yesterday, I think we all Atleti fans saw the best version of Sørloth. And the best version, when we talk about, as in like we're not talking about those 4 goals against Real Sociedad or anything. The best version, as in like the overall best version that we saw with Sørloth yesterday. And for me, he had a 10 out of 10 game just because of that one miss. Like I think like he missed out. No counting keys. He had a very good game. He had a 10 out of 10 game. It's just that he missed that one chance where I think he should have scored. Just because of that, like I'm gonna, like not really 10 out of 10, but yeah,
I think he played
almost,
better
almost.
after the miss, actually. I think the miss kind of almost invigorated his energy because he wasn't really particularly good, and then the miss happened, and then he was just like on it, like back to back to back. The pass to Alvarez instead of taking a shot, the positioning almost
Wait,
every time afterwards, really good.
We were talking some geeks about that Nico Gonzalez being there made not really much sense if Ruggeri was also starting. I think you said something about that.
Yeah. I said if you have Ruggeri, him and Almada have a connection already. It's very they both came in the same window and everything, but they sort of complement each other's weaknesses. Almada's not particularly good in the air, and he's not best defensively. And then Ruggeri doesn't always know when exactly the right time to run is, but Almada is always there to compensate and give him the pass and give him that option by holding the ball a little bit longer so he can make that run and these other things off the ball. And so I think with Nico, you don't see that connection. Nico tries to do everything by himself instead of just piecing together with Ruggeri specifically. And I think you can't really say too much about Nico's first half performance, because outside of the first 2 minutes where he decided to sombrero man and then take the early shot, which was really cool. It looked really cool, I think. But then he kind of just disappeared for the rest of the half. But that connection is like that way you get from Almada and Ruggeri is a lot better than if you have that. If you have Nico, you have to have. It's better to have either Galan or even Hancko at left back in that response. But I prefer Hancko to be at centre back. So then it's just
but if you have Hancko at left back, better if he's not the one holding width.
Right. So that in itself is then you'd be better as a 3-man back line, and it's just there's so many questions about it, but it's Nico didn't serve a lot of function in that game.
Yeah, it's just like the way we're using Nico Gonzalez. Like we're not really using him as an offensive player. We're just using him for his hard work. That's it. The pressing, aerial duels, or ground duels, or defending, covering up for the left back. That's it.
There was a case to be made as to why Nico Gonzalez would have been solid choice for the game, for yesterday's game, but he didn't do what we would have benefited from him, like attacking counter attacks and attacking spaces, which PSV leave because they play very, very offensive, and we didn't use him as that because I don't remember him attacking a lot of spaces. I remember Juliano getting chances from it, Sørloth, Julián, but I don't remember Nico Gonzalez doing that. And that's what we would have benefited from with him there yesterday. He didn't do that.
Let's just talk about the first half now. So we start the match, and again, we had the guest on the show as well, where Mikel and Ero mentioned that PSV usually they don't really press at the start of the match, and that's exactly what happened. PSV didn't. 5-10 minutes. PSV didn't press us at all, and we had the ball, and then they started to threaten us on the counterattacks, and it was in such a way that the first goal came from a counterattack, and again, I think it's a Nahuel Molina, I think I don't know how to defend this guy in this situation. I can't, because Pubil is going for the press up front. There is gap in the middle. Kuke is too slow to press the guy, who's sending the through ball. And then Nahuel Molina should be ready. He knows there's a guy making a run. And I don't know, he starts slow because he's raising his hand for the offside. And by the time he realizes that, the referee is not going to give offside or anything, then he starts running. And then by the time Driuk is away, and it's a simple tap in for Guus Til. And like this is again basic thing. Like like we always say, like play on the whistle. Play on the whistle, as in like play until the referee whistles anything. So that was very very bad. Like I mean, like if I think if Marcus Llorente was there in that position, we don't concede that first goal at all.
Well, we talked about in the preview that this guy, the Driouche, isn't very good. Like the manager joked that he was only good in the Eredivisie and not, and no, the other way around.
Yeah.
But we know he has his weaknesses. So, and he had three great chances in Molina's back. We talked a lot about Molina's back. He's horrible when a player attacks the spaces behind him. And he had three very good chances. One was a goal. The other one, he shot and
Right, yeah.
complete everywhere. And the other one, he tried a pass instead of shooting, and well, it wasn't successful. But they could have scored easily 3 goals there if Driouche was a bit better finisher or a bit better decision maker.
And that was
And
just Driouche alone in the first half,
yeah, and it wasn't even like we talk about Molina. Like as the game goes on, the risk of him making a mistake or someone attacking his back increases. But no, this was in the first 20 minutes. So you realize there that okay, maybe starting Molina in this game was a mistake, but he played 90 minutes.
That's the part that I can't quite understand, because it's like, okay, when you look at our bench, it's depleted, right? Like we have a lot of injuries, but we're not as depleted as, say, a Real Madrid, a Barca, or a lot of other teams that are like heavy on. Like we have 4 injuries, which is not great, but it's not bad. You had Lenormand on the bench, meaning I don't think he's fit for a full 90, but you can bring him on, maybe push Pubil to the right-hand side. He's insane in his dual coverage, as we've seen in the game. So maybe have him there and then allow him to make those runs or these link-ups, which he was particularly good at as well in the game. Or you can decide to you can put on Bonnier, the young academy player, right? You can play right back, and then you can have Molina covering forward because Juliano was kind of tiring out as well. All you need to do, in my opinion, is to cover for the risk that is actively coming there. There was over like 7 times that people just made a run past Molina, like he's invisible. And I think not a lot can really be said outside of the fact that you just can't have that at this level for Atletico. Not on your fullbacks, not at this thing. And I can't really cover for it because we kind of like in previous seasons, we compensated for it either with the right winger or Jimenez or Savage would be covering that space anyway, and it wouldn't be a big deal. But Pubil is very young, and despite him being very, very good in this game, he's not going to instantly know the exact intricacies of a centre back and where he needs to be to cover for these situations every single time, which means you can't have this liability every single time. And I think another thing that my brother talked to me about, because he's also an Atleti fan, and he was saying having one player in a vacuum is not a problem. Like you having one liability in a vacuum is not a problem, but you can't indulge, right? If you have Molina, can't also have Nico and also have Sørloth was good in this game, but again, generally speaking, Nico, Sørloth, and Molina are all liabilities. Having 3 at the same time, nonsense. Choose one, compensate for one, play around it. That's all I have to say about that, I guess.
Like Fran mentioned the 2 chances which Driouche had, after the first goal. I think it came from the left-hand side. And Ruggeri in the first 20 minutes wasn't good as well. I think after that, like Ruggeri grew into the game. But first 20 minutes, Ruggeri wasn't good as well. Like he was going for the press up front and he was getting beaten on the press every now and then.
Yeah.
Like Sergino Dest and I think I forgot the name, the guy who was playing on right wing. They were literally running past him with ease.
Was it Saibari?
No, Saibari was, I think, in the middle. I can't remember on the right hand.
No, you're right. Yes, Saibari is in there.
So, I mean, they were running past him with ease. And that's the reason why Ruggeri was like way up front, beaten. David Hancko has to cover for him. And like he shifted to the left-hand side. And then Mark Pubil has to cover that space which David Hancko left. She shifted towards the left hand side. And then Nahal Molina, again, obviously, he has to leave that right hand space all open because he has to cover the space for Makoubil.
It's what Zenkik said. Like, Hancko covered for Ruggeri and did it a bit better because he know what it's like to play center back. But Pubil doesn't have that mechanic inside him, so he went to cover for Hancko and left the spaces that Molina has. So we didn't prepare ourselves for that because, it's understandable. Pubil is young, he doesn't play center back often. So, having that problem, we need to play around it.
True. But what I'm saying is like yes, Molina had a bad game, but like even Ruggeri first 20 minutes was almost the same as well. Because again, like the two chances which PSV had came from the left hand side only. But anyway, after that, I think after the 20th minute, we started to grow in the game. After that, with which Driuk passed the ball to Makoubil. After that, we actually grew into the game and we started to press up front. We started to make some good moves, and what a move that was, by the way, which Sørloth missed, the header. What a classic move that was from Atleti. Such good possession play, such good ball passing, and then it was, I think, Barrios played it to Julián Álvarez, perfect cross. No one marking him, alone all the time in the world, and I don't know how he misses it. And like Safety said, maybe that actually fueled him up to have a good game or anything. Maybe that was the moment where Sørloth was like, fuck this shit, So, but that should have been 1-1 for sure. And then there was a major scare before the equalizer as well, with Dávid Hancko going down. I thought he's injured. I literally thought he's injured. And I was literally thinking, like, who's in the bench to replace him? The only name was probably Noman, but is he 100% fit? And I was like, if Dávid Hancko went off injured, I think the game was over. Yeah. But anyway, and then we have... There was a moment as well. Do you guys remember a perfect ball from Koke to Nahal Molina?
Yes.
Again, that's another chance.
You in the first half, is like, you're already giving us defensive problems. At least give us something here, and it's like, oof.
That was I think, if he controls it, I think that could have been a goal as well. But anyway,
took it first time, that would have been better than whatever he did there.
I think taking it first time would have been difficult because the ball is coming like this and like is on a side foot as well. So it would have been difficult to get a good contact. But to control it and then shoot again, he had all the time, by the way. Like, he made the perfect run. Koke delivered the perfect ball. But again, the touch really let him down. And then I think there was one more chance from the corner where Pablo Barrios had it and like he skied it. Just like edge of the box. He had it from the corner. But anyway, this goal came out of nowhere, actually, which I didn't expect at all. So the keeper played it to Jarek. Jarek takes all the time in the world. Giuliano came from all the way to the right-hand side to press him. And he gets the ball. Sørloth gets the ball. And for me, I would say, thank God Sørloth was composed enough to beat the defender, go up front, don't take a shot, and then he passed it to Julián Álvarez. The perfect decision making from Sørloth in this goal. What do you guys think? Was it a yellow card, by the way, from Jarek, or a red card? Would he...
Oh, you mean the foul?
The foul on Giuliano, yeah.
No, I think that's a yellow card because it's if Giuliano had the ball initially, not that he took the ball off of him, but if he just had the ball and then Jarek had fouled him in a defensive play, it would have been a red card. But because it's an offensive, it's a yellow card. It's still probably, I don't think it's a penalty though, just outside the box, huh?
It was outside the box, but there was no card, by the way. There was no card.
Because even though it's technically a goal scoring chance and these other things, that's what the intricacies of
it. It wasn't a yellow card as well. It wasn't a yellow card as well. It was nothing.
Because we got a goal. It's not a double. You can't. People don't like to give double jeopardy anymore. Even though I think it 100% is a yellow card.
But true. But that was very, very composed play by Sørloth, though, to take the defender on. You don't get him on the down, pass it to Julián Álvarez, and then Julián Álvarez with a perfect tap in.
I have a question for Fran. I want to ask you, how do you feel when you watch a replay about PSV's build-up and the structure that was there in place?
Yeah, I was watching like literally right now the goal because I wanted to see the structure there.
Mm-hmm.
They are the eights are playing pretty much in the halfway line, and yeah, it's something we talk about a lot in River Twitter, because at River we have the same problem that the players are extremely far off, and you can have a build-up where the distances between the players are extremely large, because then you can have a build-up. I mean, Jarek receives the ball and he doesn't have a pass inside. He has the closest teammate is 30 meters away, and well, you can't connect a team like that. So yeah, it's pretty much horrible. And it was bound to fail at some point because, well, you had the Jarek alone there. You had another player on the right, but pretty close to the wing.
Yeah.
And another player to the left, which was also pretty close to the wing. Then you have a six that was around, I don't know who this is, Julián, I think. Well, you had, probably Barrios or Coque. You have the six there that is also pretty far away. And then the other players are nowhere to be seen. They're pretty much in the halfway line. And yeah, it's pretty much that. You can have a build-up if you don't have teammates close to the one who has the ball, because he's going to lose the ball. I mean, I say it's more of the goalkeeper's mistake, because, if you see Jarek completely alone with 3 players around him, I don't know if it's the best choice to pass it to him. But
but it's a mistake of Jarek as well. Again, whenever you receive a ball, you have to push. You have to move forward to receive a ball. He just stands there and receiving the ball. So obviously,
that's a young man's mistake, right? Okay, we can see better because we're fans and we also play football and these other things, right? But it's like in a situation where your coach wants you to do the build-up in this specific way, right? You're now met with if you've looked at any of the PSV games, they have never conceded a goal like this in the Champions League, at least, despite the fact that I think the build-up has been shocking every game that I've seen of them in the Champions League, with that space, that unnecessary amount of space that are in between the centre-backs and the midfield. More than that, though, is he gets your ball, instead of going to the ball and then trying to he's trying to assess because he's looking for a pass. Because he takes that small moment to assess, all of a sudden Giuliano takes the advantage. He gets the ball in front of him. Giuliano is much faster than him. And as a result, he makes the fall, all these other things. It's still a bad pass. It's 100% on the keeper to be doing that. But he makes a mistake, what is it? The cascading error. One person makes a mistake, the other person makes another mistake. All of a sudden, you have a goal on you.
Yeah, and recently I have been thinking, because there was a goal in a Botafogo game where the goalkeeper tries a pass to the 6, when there were very few Botafogo players around, and it was a similar situation, Mm-hmm. And the goalkeeper tries the pass to the 6, and he loses the ball, and the opposition scored. Sort of what happened here. So it got me thinking. Okay, if the goalkeeper doesn't tries the short pass instead of going long,
mm-hmm.
because that's what the manager wants him to do. Is it an individual mistake of the player because he passed it there, or is it more of a manager problem because he is forcing the team to do that even though the structure isn't there?
I'd say a mix of both. No, what would you say? What would you say, Alex?
I mean, I would say much of decision making over here, because again, even if you look at this one, Jarek is receiving the ball, and maybe keeper can communicate to Jarek, man on, and he can play the pass back to the goalkeeper, and goalkeeper then either clear it or throw it in the wings or the fullbacks as well. So I think it's lack of communication as well over here. And for Jarek, I would say he knows Atleti is pressing high up, so I think he takes it way too easy. I think what he was thinking was like take the ball, and when you look at that chance, so when Yannick is receiving the ball, he's actually like looking for options before receiving the ball, which you actually do. So he's looking for options, and by the time he's waiting for the ball, Giuliano literally comes in like a wrecking train, which he usually comes in. So it's way too late for him. And I think like with your Fran, I agree with that. Maybe the keeper, maybe a hard push from the keeper would have helped Yarek a much more time for him to get on the ball. But the pass was, I think, was a bit slow as well.
I think one other thing that I would say is this is a great sign. Yarek, who has been brilliant in the Champions League, had a complete stinker against us. He wants to join Atletico. Alamani, do your job. I'm looking out for him in January.
Yeah, but the same thing that happens always. I mean, he was bought by PSV for 10 million, and now he's playing well. He's going to cost 20 million more than what he cost a couple of months ago.
I'll take it.
What's always
By the way,
the error that you already made by not letting him come in, we see what happened with Pubil. Learn Simeone. Get rid of Longley. Bring in Yarek.
I want to mention one more thing. Like, it didn't happen once; it happened twice. The second time was Nico Gonzalez winning the ball, and then he got fouled, and then again. But anyway, moving on from that moment, I think we were good at pressing in the first half. Julián Álvarez, I think Julián Álvarez, I saw the best version of Julián Álvarez after very long. Julián Álvarez looked very good in form with his touches, with his link-up play, and everything. And then 1-1, I would say, was pretty fair in the first half because we missed one chance with Sørloth, and PSV had 2-3 chances. But I think 1-1 was pretty fair result with the way we played after the 20th minute as well. So first, again, Sørloth, after we mentioned after the miss, was pretty good as well. With this once where he was actually running on the touchline with the defender, and he beat the defender and was still running and was trying to cross in for Julián Álvarez. So both Julián Álvarez and Sørloth had a very good game in the first half. Now the second half, or do you guys want to add anything on the first half before we move to the second half?
One thing, I'll be quick. I remember reading about Peter Bosch in, I think it was Lyon, where he was coaching before in Liga.
Yes, he coached at Lyon.
Right, because he had Moussa Dembele there, and he was. I remember that was around the COVID time when we had we were looking into him. Well, we did bring him in, but I remember reading an article at the time where they were talking about how. Look at how revolutionary he is. Look at the amount of space that he's trying to push the team, and almost everybody's at the wings and the touchline and whatever. And it's I remember also a few months later, the reason why he was fired was because of that exact same thing at Lyon. And I was just thinking to myself, this is the same thing that we saw today, where it's it can work, and it did work against us in offensively, because I think PSV had as many, if not more, chances against us offensively this game. But it has its very, very clear weaknesses, which is if somebody is smart in their press,
Yeah.
That's it. So let's go to the second.
That's what Simeone did good in this match. I mean, he definitely had a plan about this, because again, I mean, you can't let PSV players run past you. Once they start running, it's over. They have a lot of space up front.
It's if you press him, or if you are a solid attacking team, you're going to get chances against them, because as we heard from the preview, he's attack manager, sort of kamikaze, and you are going to get chances. But I don't know if this is correct, but as far as I can remember, the best that Peter Bosch did was at Ajax and PSV, in the Eredivisie.
Mm-hmm.
Where the quality of the attacks is obviously not going to be as good as it's at Borussia Dortmund, at Bayer Leverkusen, and Olympique de Lyon. So it makes sense that his teams are so dominant in the Dutch league.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever he tries it in a top 5 or in the Champions League, the level goes a bit down. But On paper,
I mean, he had good result. He had good result in the Champions League. Yeah, he had good result in the Champions League. I mean,
Liverpool is like a better version of us in terms of pressing, and yet they did not manage to take advantage of them. So I mean, it worked against them, but I don't know why it didn't work against us in terms of the thought process, I guess. But you're right in that sense. But I think if you settle them in a low block, they are a lot better than countering against us, I guess, if you understand what I mean.
No, I mean, like, for me, like, if Simeone start to, like, you're telling me, like, have a low block against PSV, like we did in the last 10 minutes. Nah, you're inviting trouble, my friend. Like, nah, you can't do it. Like, I mean, Simeone had it perfect, I would say. Like, thank God, like, the last 10 minutes, like, yes, we had to make a low block, but, like, the rest of the game, I think we were doing pretty good with pressing up front.
And it's good that Simeone didn't drop back. No, he kept being aggressive. So
exactly. And the thing is, like, we can actually do it. And the reason, I don't know why we don't do it often. If we would have done this against Barcelona, I think there would have been something against Athletic Bilbao as well.
Yeah, but we talked about the 10 kicks. I don't know why, but Simeone, I think, respects this opposition too much. Like Barcelona, he respects them too much for some reason, and he shouldn't sometimes. Like they have weaknesses, clear weaknesses, and if we keep pushing, we can get good things like Sevilla did against Barcelona.
Right. I think PSV, with all due respect to Barcelona, is a much harder team for us to break down. Well, not break down, but much harder team for us to face in terms of the matchup, in terms of how easily they can bypass our blocks, how easily they can take advantage of our shape and these other things. And yet we gave them a lot less respect. I don't know if this is correct word. We challenged them more than we did it with Barcelona. Barcelona, we gave them almost too much respect. We just sat down and just let Pedri play into us, which is nonsense to me. We saw what happened all of last season. Every time we just let Pedri play, and it never worked out for us. You know what I mean?
True. But anyway, that match is done. We move on we move on to the second half right now. So second half, I think, like, we started the second half the same way we finished the first half. Again, good at pressing up front, and then we win a corner, which I think came Sergino Dest. He slips actually, and it ended up in a corner, and then the corner again, Julián Álvarez takes it. And this was, again, I would say, PSV were very slow to come out from that corner. Nahuel Molina had all the time in the world. And we all know, like, with the way Nahuel Molina crosses, like, absolute rocket of crosses he do. Like, he is a good hitter of the ball. So. And yeah, he had a very, very good contact on the ball. And that was going a rocket, a good save from the goalkeeper. And thankfully, Dávid Hancko was attentive enough to the situation. And again, he scored that was a good finish from Dávid Hancko, and 2-1 out of literally nothing. One set piece. And at that time, I was thinking, like, oh damn, like, my prediction is almost 100% right. Maybe I should have, like, put some money on it. But anyway, we move on, and then again the game was starting to, like, shift to Atleti's way. Like, we were winning the 50-50 battles, and then everything was going pretty well. And again, Julián Álvarez shifts to the left. Nico Gonzalez shifts to a bit of center. A very good late run from Pablo Barrios. And the way Julián Álvarez picks him out again as well. Perfect. Like, crisp. And then Pablo Barrios goes. Sørloth, again, he's already hungry for that goal, for his first Champions League goal. And you could see him running as well. He was recorded at 32 kilometers per hour of speed last night. That's pretty fast. And
for us,
Pablo is good. No, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
What? How tall is he? 195 for a 195 striker.
Hey, Haaland was 37, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he's young. I mean, come on, Haaland is a different beast. Don't compare Haaland to Sørloth. Like, come on,
we're from the same place. What do you mean?
No, unless Sørloth does exactly as well as Haaland, we're always going to criticize him.
Exactly. I am a big hater.
But anyway, a perfect cross from Paulo Barrios to Sørloth, a good first header. And I was like, this can't be. This Sørloth actually scored the first goal in the Champions League, and he did actually. Like, you could see the smile on his face. The guy
And
was
then
smiling.
also it for it to be a header of all things, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
The guy was
Man,
smiling.
Barrios was excellent.
Yes.
Barrios was excellent. Like, the midfield shift Barrios had was excellent. I think he had a much better game than Kuke as well. I think he covered the spaces which Kuke left as well. Barrios had a great shift in midfield yesterday, and against good three midfielders of PSV. And then everything was going well. It was looking like a easy win. But then again, it's Atleti. We have to suffer, obviously. So Ruggeri, I don't know what happens to Ruggeri in the last 10 minutes. Longley soul entered him, or I don't know what happened. Because did you guys see the miss he had? Like, a through ball.
The kickback. I know we did talk about.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, I don't know what happened in the last 10 minutes to Ruggeri. Like, literally, he was looking so shaky in the last 10 minutes. And the corner which PSV got came out of like mistake from Ruggeri. And then again, David Hancko, I don't know what is thinking, David Hancko. Like, he let the ball run away like this. Like, he could have easily intercepted it. I don't know why, for what reason, David Hancko. Like, just let it run away. I have no idea. And it's a simple tap in for Ricardo Pepi. I mean, Pubil can't do anything about it.
I feel bad for Pubil because he's not really, what do you call it? I don't know, to tie it into the second goal. One of the main things, I think we saw it in the Club World Cup as well. One of the main things that is the difference between some of the big European teams and maybe some of these smaller European teams, or even South American teams, is I think the difference in quality, and a lot of times the set pieces, where you'll see, even though Bayern is not necessarily, this is not their strongest suit. When it comes to playing against these teams, these smaller teams, be it a direct corner or rebound, the system and the structure from set pieces is usually a lot better. And you can see in this game, the one time that they got it right against Atletico, they scored because Atletico is terrible at this defending. But if this was 2017-18 Atletico or 2014-15 Atletico, not only are they not scoring, probably putting a lot more past them in terms of at least the defending against these set pieces was very, very shaky. So that's the only thing I would say. It's just like, it's a shame because if they took more advantage of these set pieces, they could have easily caused us some real honest to goodness trouble.
Yeah.
True. And like the last few minutes, like we became so compact, like we left spaces on the wings, and that's where the chance came from the Molina side again. And it should be 3-3, guys. Like, I don't know how he missed it. I don't know how he missed it. It should be 3-3. And at that time, I'm thinking, like, with the substitutions we made as well, Griezmann, Thiago Almada, or Conor Gallagher. Oh my days, Conor Gallagher, the first touch he had when the keeper was out of his position. Never mind for that. Griezmann as well. I don't know what Griezmann is. Griezmann is like, when he comes in the second half, he's literally having a jog in the park or something. Like, good vibes kind of stuff. And then there wasn't much in the game afterwards, just that one chance, and that's it. We somehow hang to that one goal lead, and yeah, we finished the game. And now that, like, look at those two goals could have been avoidable easily.
I think this is a very fortunate win for Atletico because we were very clinical when we needed to be. Obviously, we missed the first big chance of the game, but every other chance that we got, it's either very close or it is a goal. And the Sørloth goal, which I feel almost we created, Julián Álvarez and Barrios created almost up to nothing, just like that. We're in a goal scoring chance. The second goal with the Molina decides, yeah, well, I'll just take a crack, and then Hancko responds correctly. I don't want to undermine Atletico because I think we had a really good game. But it's like, in terms of the overall build-up, the overall play, it was very disjointed. I think the reason that we won was because of the energy that we managed to show that we don't normally manage to show in away games. Because if we had this kind of energy against Bilbao I have no doubts in my mind that we would have won that game. None. I think the same thing for Barcelona, although I think Longley was a little too ass for that to be the case, but whatever. We already talked about the lineup. We already talked about all that other stuff. So yeah.
True. I mean, like, like in this game, like there's one more like reason. I mean, like for example, I'm talking about Rogeri. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him, but like, like maybe
Italians, but I don't know why.
maybe we've seen like why Simeone doesn't really trust Rogeri that much, and the last 10 minutes were literally like the prime example where he had, I don't know what he was going through in the last 10 minutes.
I'll say this. I'll say this in the same way, and I'll extend it to Longley as well. Longley had a terrible game against Barcelona, but even with him being a liability, he was present in the game. Nico Gonzalez wasn't. And I can say the same thing for Ruggieri in this game. Even though he had that 10 minutes, I think you 100% are correct. He did not have a good end of the game. But I can say he was present, which is literally bare minimum. And that shouldn't be the bare minimum. We should be asking more for the fullbacks.
No, like don't get me wrong. Like I'll still prefer like like that David Hancko in the centre back, Ruggieri on left back. Like I'm still up for it. But I'm saying what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is that I think like Ruggieri, I don't know, like the signs Ruggieri is showing, like he's not showing signs of
okay, but
that a good prospect of a world-class left back. He's not really showing that signs. Like for example, Pepi, we can see the signs of a world-class centre back or a right back. We can
adapt at different times, and you're right.
True.
Again,
true.
I'm not saying your criticism is wrong, mind you. I'm just saying he's giving me a bare minimum. That's how low my standards are for Atletico right. He's giving me bare minimum, and I'm not getting bare minimum from several other players in the squad. So I'm
okay, but
at least that. Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
What I don't understand is if you saw how bad Molina was in the first half with defensively, if you know that it's not going to get better as the game progresses, and you also see Ruggieri is having some defensive problems that maybe as the game progresses, he'll still have these problems and it could be a liability. Why leave them the 90 minutes?
Something else. Yeah.
Yes, if you know they are causing problems and the team could suffer from it, why leave them the 90 minutes? What are we looking for here? And yeah, I am not the biggest Ruggieri fan, but he's the lesser evil,
Yes.
True, but I mean, like I hope Ruggieri proves me wrong. I really hope he proves me wrong. But what I'm saying is like he's not really showing the signs of a world class left back.
Okay, but when I remember before he came to the club, I didn't really watch him a lot before, but I was talking to Atalanta fans, and they were pretty much saying that okay, yes, he isn't the best prospect in the world. He's a solid player that will do his job, but he won't be insane. So I am not expecting Ruggieri to be what I am expecting Pubil to be. I expect Pubil to improve a lot, to maybe get caps for Spain and be a main player there. Mm-hmm. And that's what I expect for him in the future. From Ruggieri, I don't expect him to be Marcelo. I expect him to be a solid player that will work well with others. I was expecting him to work well with Baena. Baena cuts inside, plays closer to the 10, mm-hmm. and Ruggieri overlaps. I don't see Ruggieri and I am waiting to see signs. He's the best future left back in the world. I want him to be solid, to work well with others, and be a lesser evil because Galan, Nico, Hancko playing as a left back isn't ideal.
No, what I'm saying is like we can understand like sometimes when Simeone he goes for David Hancko for left back because again like we can see those flaws Ruggieri has. So like you get what I mean. But again, having said that, I don't want Longley in the left centre back position as well. I'd rather have Jimenez and Robledo Nomad in the centre back pairing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But anyway, let's move to the ratings now.
Sure.
Let's start with the defense. Let's start with Oblak actually. Oblak. I don't think great game. Yeah, I mean, like he had a like
He was good, yeah.
like he didn't have any save to make. I can't really remember him saving anything, and I can't really blame.
you, but
I can't really blame him as well because one was a tap in, he can't do anything about it. The second goal again a tap in, he can't do anything about it. But
he was really bad defensively, huh?
oh yeah, true. I mean, we didn't really give like anything to protect Oblak from those two goals. But yeah, he just two difficult moments he had. One was Mapupi literally passing hard to Oblak. I was like, what the hell? That was the start of the match. And then the second moment was where he was trying to dribble past the PSV player, and then he almost,
Yeah, he almost slipped.
yeah, that would have been funny. But I think a solid 6 would be good for Oblak.
I'll take it.
Nahal
about-
Molina.
All right.
Nahal Molina.
Nah, joking. I think honestly, you can't. Even though I think he did a really good moment in terms of the strike that he did, which eventually caused Hancko's goal, which is I think the real separator for us between PSV. Great stuff. It does not justify getting run past over 7 times in a game, and it doesn't justify the sheer amount of panic that you're giving the fans every time that you decide to just not look behind you. Because even with outside the runs, when people put a cross in, there was a moment in the second half where a guy was just, I think it was Saibari, who just didn't react in time and just barely missed out on a clear tap in against us again. Like Molina looks back, doesn't respond, and I'm just like, Jesus, man, you need to do something, I don't know, to just look like play squash or something. Just figure out how to play behind with what's happening behind you. But
I'll still give him a 5. I'll still give him a 5.
not at all. Not at all. That was terrible. He was player of the match.
I mean, again, like he was the reason we scored the second goal. So
No,
yeah, I mean,
that's the 3 points I'm giving him. Nothing else. That's what I'm giving him. That was bad.
That was pretty much a 3. I would give him 3 or 4. Not a lot more.
Okay. I might go with 4 point. I might go with 4.5, but I can't go lower than
I'll take
that.
it.
Come on, guys. But
It's the picture that a goal can change your life, and it's
yeah, exactly.
and he didn't score.
So,
But again, a good shot. But anyway, we go to Marco Biel.
8.
8.
None to talk about.
Yes,
I agree. 8. A very solid performance. 8. And then Dávid Hancko.
Also an 8.
Yeah.
Nothing to talk about.
I would have given him a 9, but like
but
since
I-
like he didn't
Shaky
clear
point,
the.
so I can't give him the 9 that I want to give him, which is the only problem, I think.
I think he wasn't as dominating as Pupil was in defense,
Which is
but
funny.
he did score the goal, so that levels them up.
Yes.
Again, the same thing we were discussing about Molina. A goal can change your life. But,
Goal can change your life.
but yeah,
Ruggeri,
8. Ruggeri, I think I'll give him 1 point higher than Molina, 5.5, or maybe 5.
I'm giving him a 6. I think he was good enough until he
Yeah.
wasn't.
I was also going to give him a 6. I don't remember any
No, I
hugely
remember.
devastating.
I can send you clips. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I can send you clips.
But the fact that it was a mistake in the context of him making like 6 or 7 different we call it defensive, like actual like proper moments is kind of like a whatever. You know what I mean? That he was decent in the build up. He was good in most things until he wasn't. But yeah, so like 6 is
No, second half his pressing was on point. First half pressing was awful. Second half pressing was on point, and then the last 10 minutes come in, and he goes back to what he was doing in first half. So
But 6.
he had those 40 minutes in second half, a very good 40 minutes.
I feel like you could say the last 25 minutes of the first half was good. But as me, either case, I'll give him a 6.
Yeah.
Maybe 5
We 5.5. That's why I kept 5.5. But anyway, we move to Giuliano. Giuliano, I would say, like Juliano was great. Like I really loved it when he had his moment with Yarek. They were trying to find each other, where he was trying to kill each other in the field. But
All the show they're trying to be friends. I swear to you.
but Juliano, for me, the only criticism I have of Juliano in this match is like again the same thing as Athletic Bilbao. Like very good until the final third.
I agree.
Until the final third, he was very good.
Yeah, I don't remember him doing something extremely well in attack, but he was incredible off the ball. So
yeah, that's
for
what
me,
like
5, 7.
6.5 is good.
I was going to say
6.5.
7.
Yeah,
6.5.
I'll
I'll stick with 6.5.
I think if he was just a bit better in the final third, which is a funny thing because remember we said the same thing in LG. He had everything right except that last part. But once
Exactly.
he gets his form,
Exactly. Like there's some moment, like even in this match, like he took some long touches where he could have been very clinical. But anyway, 6.5 I think is fair. But all right, Barrios again a perfect midfield chip, 8, easy 8.
8. Yep.
Koke again a good shift, 7.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Nico Gonzalez. I want to hear your opinions on it.
I have look, he was good with his off the ball stuff. Again, the duels, pressing, he was good. Again, offensively, like you mentioned, we're not really using Nico Gonzalez offensively. So I might stay with the Molina rating with him, or I might maybe give him a 0.5. Like I'm very confused. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on Nico Gonzalez.
Friend, talk to me.
I mean, I think he wasn't as bad as against Barcelona or against Athletic, but I didn't think he was great. What I did like is that he got subbed off. I thought he was going to play 90 minutes, so that was nice. But no, yes, I would have given him between a 4 and a 5, not much more.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Like, there's not much to talk about. He wasn't
like I said,
liability, but he wasn't really offensively there either, and he wasn't really anything, to be honest.
Yeah, it's what you say. Like, yeah, he doesn't get involved much. So, I mean, it's like when he gets involved, you can say, okay, he did bad, good, but he didn't get involved at all. But well, he wasn't a liability as always this time. So. I don't know.
No, like I have a very, very good point to make. Like in the first half, like when Ruggeri was getting beaten easily on the press, and Ruggeri was going high up on the pitch. Where was Nico Gonzalez? I didn't see him on the left hand side. Where he was?
Ruggeri to be linking up with somebody, and
no, like Ruggeri was pressing up front, and like Ruggeri was literally high. Like when he was pressing up front, he was going very high. Like he was going to the positions where Nico Gonzalez is, and like he was getting beaten very easily with Dest and Mari Jr. linking up play. Nico Gonzalez was nowhere to be seen.
Yes, we talked about this. Like Nico Gonzalez is on paper he's playing on the left wing, but he's never really on the left wing. He's playing
left midfield
elsewhere.
Yeah.
No, but again, defensively as well. Defensively, he wasn't really in that position. But that's what I'm saying.
You
saw the goal against Barcelona, right? Like the goal we conceded. Like he was literally in those positions in the first 10 minutes.
So it's sort of like he hides himself,
I don't really get why. Like, you're getting the minutes, just play to your heart's content. Like, just you get the ball, try and do something. You know what I mean?
No, he had his good moments as well in the match. I think like he was linking up good with Julián Álvarez. But again, the first 20 minutes, the left hand side, I just couldn't understand why Ruggeri was going so up, and I don't know where Nico Gonzalez was. And again,
ideally, it should have been the other way around. It should have been Nico going forward and Ruggeri kind of covering.
Exactly. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, 4.5 for Nico Gonzalez. Now Julián Álvarez, I think again a very good match. I'll give him an 8. Yeah. Sørloth, for me, he had a 10 out of 10 match. Just because of that miss, I'm going to give him a 9 as well.
Yeah. Just because of that miss, that was
exactly.
terrible.
Exactly. I'm going to go 9 as well. Fran?
I was going to go 8.5 but okay, I need to, the thing
Come on.
Okay.
Die.
The thing is, okay, let's imagine that Sørloth does the exact game he did yesterday, but without assisting and without scoring. Like he skied his shot and his pass was overhit. I would have been really happy about his game anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So, okay, 9. We criticize him a lot.
we bullet Predator together.
All right, the substitutions now. I think there won't be much to talk about. Conor Gallagher, I don't know, 3, 4. I can't, like, good pressing, but that's it.
Yeah. I think the problem with Gallagher is just like, I feel like we've repeated like a million times. It's like he does one thing really well, and then he just has none of the technical flow to help with us.
Okay, but I don't think that Gallagher made like a huge mistake. So I don't know.
I wouldn't say 4, but damn. But
you gave Molina 5, but Gallagher 4.
No, it's because the number of minutes as well. Like he gets 30 minutes.
It's
he
like
gets
against
30 minutes
against Barcelona, where Juliano got a lower rating than Lenglet.
No, I'm saying because like like he got 30 minutes or 25 minutes, 20 minutes. So yeah,
Gallagher, even in that short period of time, the fact that I feel like there's 2 misses that I think to myself, but it's like that miss where the keeper's out. It's like that first touch, you get that right, you have a shot on goal and a chance to like we could have been 4-1 up at that time, I think it was.
Yep.
Right. And then there was another chance where he just kind of messed up his lines a little bit. And I just think to myself, I was like, man, if you just had this little bit more, you'd be like the best player ever for Atletico. Like so good. But you just don't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. Fine. Well, I'll go 4.5. Fine, 4.5. I'll be lenient.
Who else?
Thiago Almada. I mean, I don't know how to rate him because again he got very less minutes and then
I don't remember him touching the ball.
No, he had good link-up play.
Maybe he did, but I don't remember it.
Griezmann, I remember Griezmann. Someone giving Griezmann a very good ball where Griezmann, I don't know, tries to cut back instead of shooting.
Instead of shooting, right?
Yeah, I remember 2 chances from Griezmann. One where he was given a pass into space and he didn't get the pass, the ball into striker correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember, the one you say where he cuts back and sort of loses his feet and gets the defender gets him.
Exactly. So I don't know, like substitutions, like you don't know like how to really rate them because like when the substitutions come for Atleti, we're literally defending for our lives. And we don't really see offensive players making that much, a remark. For example, Robin Oman. Do you remember Robin Oman was on the pitch?
Not even a little bit. I didn't remember. Until we mentioned it just now, I forgot that he actually was on the pitch.
Well, but he entered in the 89th minute. I mean, he played 5 minutes.
Yeah. Robin Oman, Griezmann, Thiago Almada.
Javi Bonilla, fellas. Javi Bonilla, he was there.
Yesterday, the Disney Plus streamed the youth league game for Atleti PSV. So I watched it thinking about you and wanting to watch what's his name, Jesus Barrios.
Yeah.
But it was sort of disappointing. I'm not going to watch a game of the youth league again because they lose.
Wow, that's great. We won every game before that, by the way, and comfortably too. This is the one game.
Fran jinxed it.
But even Jesus Vargas wasn't really good.
You know who was good though? Jorge Dominguez was good in that game. The 15-year-old centre back. Yeah.
That's the number 5.
I think he's number 5. He's the black dude.
I really like him. Yes, I remember him specifically. I really like him. I remember some line-breaking passes that were really good.
He's 15. So.
Guys.
Wow.
Another time.
Right.
This is technically Atletico PSV, so.
For the next Champions League game, we'll do 30 minutes the youth league and the next 30 minutes the senior team. But anyway, guys, do let us know your opinions on the things we discussed, the overall game, the ratings, and what changes would you have made if you wanted to in the match. And again, who was your star player of the match? Again, we have, I think, good 2-3 players for that position. And until then, I would just say like and subscribe and help us reach 500 subscribers, which we are very, very near. And that's it. Next match is on the weekend against Valencia. And we'll see you guys soon. Until then, Up Atleti. Ciao, ciao.